Boom, we're live, ladies and gentlemen. We've got a fun episode for you today. We're going to be taking a look at Bitcoin Binance token because it's actually produced something that's very helpful for us in our learning and educational process. We're also then going to have a little community fun. So stick around for that if you're a long-time friend and family of the Bear member, because we have some tokens of gratitude for everyone. So that'll be kind of fun. It'll be a treasure hunt. We'll do more of these things as we go, but we'll explain that when we get to the end of the video. So what I'm going to do right now is the same way I start all my market sentiments, and it's by looking at Bitcoin on the daily and remembering to myself that to get to where we are in this accumulation pattern, it has taken 684 days. That's a long time, 2 years there, to remember that this is not a fast going process, so that if I want to do well here, I have to be prepared to pay attention to the large scale macro pictures, because those are the ones where all the fun is had. So right now we're currently moving out of phase C, which is the spring here, through phase D, the test your LPS, into this nice kind of rising channel. Now a few of you guys have pointed this out here, and we've been looking at it in the private bear den. You have a nice beautiful channel right here. So if we go in on the 4 hour, there's actually two that are taking place, and this actually aligns really well with our thesis that we've gone over before, which is an SOS to around $15,000 or $16,000. So effectively what I think we're going to see is we've got an accumulation pattern here. So you'll recognize an automatic your automatic rally after selling climax, your secondary test, your spring, your test, your first kind of SOS, you'll see an LPS, and then another SOS, something like this here, and then probably a last one to break out of the box for 15 to 16,000. This would be my guess right now if I were to have to. Now I don't, because I'm a market analyst. I don't try to guess. We try to move with the markets. So one of the fun things here is that if you're studying and you know the Wyckoff analysis, you'll recognize, I think, that this is a rising gradient bottom. This is one of the most bullish patterns. It's also an ascending wedge. What we're looking for here is a breakout above the box with an SOS like that, like a little bit of a crunch time right here before a breakout into around the 14 to $15,000 area. This A lines up really well with that larger channel, and just outside of it too. Say we were to go outside of it, get that kind of peak out that Bitcoin likes to produce. We get something like a hypodermic top like that to $16,000, and then we come back down into our final backup phase for Bitcoin, which will then be the signifier that we are absolutely, ladies and gentlemen, in a bull market. So that will be a good moment to keep an eye on. But for right now, because we know where we are in the daily, we know where we are in the story, I will also say that this is not financial advice, and because of that, you should be aware that there's still a lot of room for potential downside, which is around $6,000. So to see that, we go back out on the daily. We think to ourselves, okay, I'm in no particular rush today. What does the story tell me? It tells me since back into February, March 2017, when we first started the Arcane Bear channel, we've been riding along this trend line. Actually, we started the Arcane Bear channel on the trend line of Bitcoin, pretty much. I feel pretty proud of that. So there is a reason to believe, as we've seen before, that these often do come down to the regression line. It's highly possible. It's an erratic market. There's a lot of retail investors here, and there's a lot of people that are quite emotional about this sector, right? That's where you would see these big turnarounds. No, I don't think that's the case. I am leaning to a backup that would go something like this, as we have seen out of other strong indicators in this market. Just as we'll take a look at REN now. REN's been on our watch list here for a while. I think that this is a fun one to keep an eye on. You can see the accumulation box more clearly here on the 4 hour. I'll open it up. You'll probably recognize it. You've got your automatic rally, your spring, your first test, your LPS. Here's the SOS, and see how the SOS and the backup phase only came to the top of the box. This is very similar to what I believe Bitcoin is going to do. I believe it is going to go through an SOS to the top of the box and then actually follow along this larger new regression and trend line, this red one here, which would push us up quite quickly. So if we extend these regression trend lines out, I'm just going to roughly draw these in here, you can see where some of this might lead, right? At the very least, right? It could go up as this high, or we could be following another regression line. Again, this is the parallax here, or the parallax with the new channel here. This is what we're looking at when we do that, in case anyone was wondering how I'm drawing these regression lines or why. So it seems very likely that this is the start of the bull market without a regression down to the low, even though if that happens, it's still a bull market. It's just not as strong of one as we had hoped. So again, as a market analyst, I know that this is a possibility. Do I think it's highly probable? No, I don't believe so. So I'm not betting on that. I do believe the backup phase is going to come to somewhere around 11 to 12,000 before finally giving us some real kicker energy. So that's exciting. I'm going to take a quick look at Ethereum because it's doing something very similar. This is our market leader in general. Let's make sure. Yeah, we're still recording. This is the market leader, not my alpha, but the market leader. The reason why I've done this, I think, is a poignant answer. It broke out of its SOS first. So it's effectively ahead of Bitcoin in its market cycle. There's the SOS. Here's the backup phase into this regression line. Beautiful. I do think we're going to get a run towards the upper areas of resistance here at around $850 to $1,000 probably. So that will be a bit more exciting, and it'll probably be before Bitcoin. So you'll probably get to ride both of them. If you're a good trader, if you're a good investor, you'll be able to like hopscotch. I don't suggest it. None of this is financial advice, but hey, it looks like Ethereum is probably going to produce an SOS first, which could be upwards of 170%, where Bitcoin's SOS here is only approximately 50%. So I think you can see that in the measurement too of the Bitcoin from the bottom of the box to where we are now is 137%, whereas Ethereum from the bottom of the box to where we are now is 260%. So it's a pretty big difference for those of you that are maximalists that think Ethereum it's performed better this year. So you should keep that in mind because it's already the truth. It's not. Overall, as these things get bigger, they should become less exciting because they should become more stable, and the volatility should decrease as prices increase because there are less and less weak hands in the system. So chew on that one. Next, we're going to look at Binance, and I'm going to kind of end the video with this one today. We have been in this play for quite some time. Here it is without my drawings. Who knows where we are? Here it is with my drawings. Now with the drawings, you can actually see something else here that's kind of nice. It looks like a relatively smooth kind of cup and handle potentially for a breakout. Now that is another way to get close and into the nitty gritty of what you're charting and what you're looking at. But more specifically, okay, we had our SOS phase here, this really big spike. We came down, we hit an accumulation bottom. You can see it was a rising gradient accumulation bottom too, like this. For those of you that are in the private den, you would know that. And if you haven't joined the private den, we've got a deal for you coming up here at the end of this video where you can get half price for a year by doing something specific. So stick around for that. And so what I want to zoom into now is this part here. This is a new trading range. This is a bigger reaccumulation range. I believe we've seen the jump across the creek, and I believe that we're in the kind of sideways stagnant nature of this backup. So I'm going to very quickly show you what a reaccumulation looks like here on this page. See this area of the LPS after the jump across the creek in this green box. This is where I think we are right now with Binance. And well, anyways, that's probably all I need to tell you if you're doing your homework. If you're not, catch up. It's it's funny, guys. There's a lot of this stuff you can find for free, and you can find it from multiple sources. But the really valuable thing about the Arcane Bear is the community. You can't get that anywhere else. It's a one-of-a-kind place with one-of-a-kind people, and I'm very, very grateful to be a part of it myself. So I'm really excited about that. Again, I'll leave this picture open here just for the last few minutes while I kind of riff and rant. These are designed to shake you out. They're designed to get rid of weak hands. I can feel it myself sometimes, like, oh, damn you, man, just kick it already, like, kick that trade. Just kick it up there. Just push it higher, man. You know what I'm saying, right? So you can feel how it's meant to drag the average person out of a position pretty easily. That's why the word HODL came to play. I don't suggest that in the long term. If you are interested in being a speculator, you can do a lot better by riding both waves up and down. So I suggest we'll do more educational videos around that too, because a bunch of you guys have asked, and more educational videos around DeFi actually, and we'll make kind of the end of this video something like that in some degree or another. So we're going to jump over to this part here. So right now we've got some giveaways. I'm going to show you this one. If you click this code, up to you guys how to figure it out. You'll get 10 bear. There's only 10 people that can get that, so you'll have to do it quick, but we've got actually 2. So if you click this one, you'll get 11.1 bear for calling this, or if you type in this link. Now it's for the first 100 people for this one, so you guys, the first 100 people that see this video will probably go ahead and do that. Now I'm going to explain what the Arcane Bear token does, because it's just a very simple ERC20 token. It was created for us with Roll. It's you can check them out. It's really fun. What we're trying to do is experiment with this technology, so obviously in no way, shape, or form does it have any value. It's not worth anything, but what it can be used for is redeemed for Arcane Bear products and services. So for instance, for the next, if there's 5 of you that would like to sign up using the Arcane Bear, you have to go buy, what is it? Let's hold on. It's right. Actually, I'll just post the link here. You have to go buy around 2,261 bear. You don't have to, actually. I don't care. Don't do it. I suggest you don't do it, but one can get half price by using the bear token instead. Now, the idea behind this is that, again, it's just a rewards token, right? So basically, we give them away for you guys if you like, or you retweet, or for the private bear members who are helping, and you can use them to get one-of-a-kind services like, I'm going to sell the shirt that I always wear signed, like ridiculous things, right? Which you can only get by using bear. That's kind of the fun part about this community collectible. So I'm really excited. Thank you to Roll, Bradley, Sid, and their whole team for being able to share this kind of idea. It's really cool. If you haven't checked out Roll, we're going to have them on the show soon. It's really worth checking out, and they offer kind of a sideways wallet too. So if you guys do type in that link, I'll probably leave the link to actually access the code as well. It'll bring you to Roll, and you can operate a Roll wallet with no Ethereum fees. You can send them to your wallet, and anyway, so it's worth checking out. It's worth playing around with. And again, if any of you want, and you wanted to sign up for the year, we're giving a limited spot of 5 people to get a discount of 50% for the year if they pay in bear, right? So if you're having troubles with that, you can email us info@arcanebear, and one of our staff will help you. Remember, guys, again, none of this is financial advice. I have to advise that none of you actually use any of these things. This is strictly for experimental and educational purposes only. This is for our community to experiment and play around with this tech and see what it does, and for no value or purpose whatsoever. It's strictly an experiment. So you have to, you could lose your money if you don't send it to the right MetaMask wallet, and there's all these risks that you have to be aware of. And by using any of our services, you are cordially agreeing to the fact that you know that there are unintended consequences with using them in a country where they might not let the law play with. I have no idea. Just understand that this is the due diligence we have to do to some degree with our legal team, and so that you guys understand as well very clearly that this is not in any way, shape, or form an asset. It is just a rewards token that you can use for one-of-a-kind services. That's its utility. That's what its utility will remain to be. But you can go buy it here. I will post this link. So, whatever. Again, I did all the due diligence. I did all the lawyer stuff there. It's out of my hands. It has nothing to do with equity. There is no value. It's worth absolutely nothing, but you can use it for our services. So there's that. So again, I will share those links in the bottom down below. Again, thank you to Roll for kind of helping out with that. It's fascinating. And then if any of you wanted to get a year, here's the time to do it, because you can get it for half price right now by paying with Bear. Anyways, we'll leave it at that. I'm going to jump off for the rest of the day. Thank you guys for joining us along this fun experimental journey. I'm really excited about that. Hopefully you guys are excited as a community about the ability to experiment with this kind of fun stuff and claim your bear. We will be giving more again away through the videos as we go on for random things, like the first person to come up with the answer for X question gets X amount of bear, which you can use for a free membership or something like this, for a free month of a membership. So we'll start to do more giveaways using our Bear token of gratitude as our intermediary for doing that, so we can experiment and play with what it is to be a community in 2020. It's Arcane Bear. Tio, thank you guys, ladies and gentlemen. Put your hood up. Take it down. I don't know. Thank you. It's a lot of fun. Oh, wait, yeah, logos and stuff, right? Now, I don't edit any of these videos. I just press record and hope that everything goes well, because I only get like one chance to record it in my schedule per day. So, thanks.